All right, today I'm going to start talking about one of my favorite series out there, the Wrong Turn series. So obviously, we're going to be talking about Wrong Turn 1 today. It's the first one. It was released by Summit Entertainment, released May 30th, 2003, almost 20 years ago. Had a budget of $12.6 million, made $28.7 million, and it was very successful on home video because there's six of them out. But as of today, um, starred Desmond Harrington, Alicia Dushku, and a whole pile of other people. It was written by Alan McElroy, and it was produced by Stan Winston. So if you living under a rock in the horror and sci-fi genre, you don't know who that is. He's the one who did Pumpkinhead. He's designed Aliens and Aliens. He designed the Predator and a whole pile of other monsters, including the hillbillies in this film. And it was directed by Rob Schmidt, who went on to do The Alphabet Killer and Right to Die. So yeah, and that's part of the Masters of Horror miniseries. So yeah, but overall, Wrong Turn. It's basically this doctor's trying to get to a meeting. Traffic's too busy, so he tries to go cut through the forest on this remote road, and smashes into this group of kids who were out for a camping trip, and they had a flat tire, and now both their cars are damaged. So they have to find help. So they go walking through the forest, find the shack, and there's a whole pile of weird things in there, like a whole pile of old items from other families that went through there, and just odd and it's disgusting, dark and gloomy cabin. So it's very creepy, and then also there's kills going on because, um, well, half of them are visiting that. Two of them decide to stay back and get your sexual pleasure in your horror films out of that because they're basically making love there in the middle of the street, and yeah, the killers slowly stalk and attack the two that are there. So basically, after uh, while the other group of people are looking at the cabin, they basically hear the truck of like these inbred hillbillies, but you don't see them yet. Come, and then they're like, "Oh no, someone's coming!" So they hide, and then you slowly get like little snippets of what they are, and like they drop one of the dead friends down on the ground right in front of them and stuff, and then the rest of the characters realize, oh, these guys mean business. So they eventually sneak out of the place after they fall asleep, accidentally wake one of them up. So he wakes up the other guys, and they're running through the forest. One guy gets killed by an arrow. Kills in this. The gore's fantastic. The special effects are spot on, but the kills are pretty lame for most of it. And then, but basically, it's them running through the forest trying to get away from these hillbillies. They stumble along like the car lot, realizing that they've been doing it for decades, and then they basically end up climbing trees and They find like a treehouse, sort of like where some forest rangers would be stationed and call for help. But then that's when the climax scene happens, and they basically have to defend themselves and fight off these hillbillies. Now, one of them does fall over a tree and then nearly breaks and stuff, her ribs and shit, and then is hanging from it and stuff. But yeah, overall, it's a pretty amusing movie. It's pretty good, but the sequels definitely uh, amp it up and get better as it goes on. So for this one, I'm just going to give this a good 3.5 out of 5. It was pretty good, and it was good and disturbing when it first came out, especially if you first watch it. It's pretty good. So check it out. And yeah, so I'll link the trailer down below if you haven't heard of this film series or anything. Check that out. My Instagram's always linked down there. I always have clips of films I'm going to do in the future on there. So follow me on there. Subscribe to this if you like hear my opinions. Like, comment if you've seen this. Let me know what you thought of it in future slasher films that you want to hear me talk about and tell you my opinions on. Yeah, make sure you comment those down below too. And yeah, so that's Wrong Turn. That's basic opinions of it, and yeah, overall it's pretty amusing. So check it out. And watch out for those inbred hillbillies. Every time I hear in the forest, you never know when they're going to show up.